Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yes, of course I can. So, let's start with the daily time frame. Now, if you look on the daily time frame, what you can see is that the previous daily candle did close as a bullish one, right? It's a strong one, but it closed at a key level, sweeping the buy side liquidity from the left hand side, as you can see right here. Price did sweep the liquidity. Actually, I will show you, so I will delete everything here. Now, on the daily, price did sweep the sell side, buy side liquidity at the on the left hand side. Now, the current daily candle, what it did sweep the previous day high, which is right here, which is I will mark up as a previous day high, means the buy side liquidity is now swept. Now, what price is most likely to do, even if price is about to, even if price to go up, now price has to come to the downside, because price do move from the external liquidity to internal liquidity. What I mean by internal liquidity is price most likely will come back to this fair value gap on the daily time frame, or even to this resistance that potentially can become the support, but it is at a fair value gap as well. So even if I would, expect for price to go up, I would probably expect for price to sweep, to go to the fair value gap right here on the daily time frame. Now, with that information on the daily time frame, now I know that price is most likely today to go down, because price do sweep the buy side liquidity on the daily time frame. Now, going on to 4-hour time frame, what you can see is that in Asian session today, price had a strong move to the downside, and also what we have on the 4-hour time frame, we have a fair value gap right here, and also we do have a sell side liquidity right here. So at this point, this is your key level, okay? So this sell side liquidity and this fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame is your liquidity. Now I would expect for price to go to this, to this sell side liquidity for maybe before price to go up, because if price does sweep the sell side liquidity right here, then price can go up, or price can just go down, because on the daily we have a fair value gap right here. So with information on the 4-hour, now you have a fair value gap to the downside, or a bearish fair value gap. Now, as you can see, this candle, what it did go to the fair value gap on the, to the bearish fair value gap, and also what price did is price did sweep a buy side liquidity right here, which is a CRT high. For I can explain that later, but this is a CRT high and this is a CRT low. Now, this is a CRT low, and now what price did with this 4-hour candle is price did sweep the buy side liquidity first, also touching the fair value gap. Now, what I'm expecting for price to do now is to go down, at least to sweep this sell side liquidity, which is a CRT low, and even go lower to this sell side liquidity and touching this bullish fair value gap. Now, with all that information on the 4-hour time frame, on the daily time frame, we established that price is most likely to go down today, because price has to sweep sell side liquidity and go to the bullish PD arrays, such as bullish fair value gaps right here and the daily fair value gap right here. Now, with all that information I got on the higher time frame, such as daily and 4-hour, now I go to the 3-minute time frame, and now I look for an entry. So this is a range I am trading in, and as you can see, price did touch the 4-hour fair value gap right here, which is a purple one. Now, which is what is very important for me to take a trade is right here. So right here inside this price action. Now, what price did here is price did sweep a buy side liquidity on the 3-minute time frame. Price did sweep the buy side liquidity on the 3-minute time frame, and now price did create a order block, which is on the 3-minute this candle. So I will make it so you can see. Okay, so price did create the order block, so I enter with this candle to the downside. Now, what is my targets? So my targets is, so my stop loss is obviously above the high, because price already did to the sweep the buy side liquidity to the left, so I don't want a price to go up above this high because price already did sweep this buy side liquidity. Now, where is my first target is, if you look to this range, so my first target is going was at a 50% of the range, where I did secure some of my position, which is right here. This is a 50% of the range, and I did close some at this point, and this was a 2-hour trade, you know, 1 to 2, so I secured 80% at this point, and now I just left my runner to run to a CRT low or the sell side liquidity. Price may not do that, and you know, price may, you know, go up, but I would expect for price to go down, obviously, because I would say price has to sweep sell side liquidity before it going up. So that was my analysis for today, at least for the prior to NY session, and we will see how price does set up in New York session. So yep, that's it. It's not that hard as it seems, you know, because I do trade the range, and yeah, no problem. Yes, because I usually my entry always usually at, you know, 3-minute time frame, 4-minute time frame, or 5-minute time frame. I don't go lower. Yeah. I don't go to 1 minute or 2 minutes. I only trade from, you know, 3-minute, 4-minute, and 5-minute as my entry points. And sometimes you know, if price does provide me the 4-hour range like it did today, then obviously I will play with the 4-hour range. But sometimes, you know, there is a 1-hour range as well, so I can do a, for example, like I did today on the 4-hour time frame, I can do the same on the 1-hour time frame, and then I go straight to the lower time frame. So basically I don't use 15-minute and 30-minute. I only use 1 hour, 4-hour, 3-minute, 5-minute, and 4-minute. So my analysis usually happens on the 4-hour and 1-hour time frame as my higher time frame, and then, you know, I go to the lower time frame, as I said, 3-minute, 4-minute, or 5-minute, to look for an entry point. Now, sometimes obviously I look at the daily and weekly just to you know, just to see where we at. So yeah, but I usually use a, can we candle range sphere on? Yes, of course. You can use uh, this you know, the CRT method, you know, or strategy is fractal. You can use it on the monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, uh, basically on every single time frame there is a candle, because on every single time frame there is a CRT happening. Like if you trade a 15-minute CRT, right, then you can go, you know, but you have to use like 1 minute 15 seconds on, or even 30 seconds as your entries, you know. That's a hyper scalping, which I don't do, you know. So I don't go above the 4-hour time frame, and don't go the lower than 1-hour time frame. So 4-hour and 1 hour is my, you know, is my higher time frame, where I am going to look for a clean range or and a key level. Yes, no problem, my friend. There is a, yeah, there is a the last one video I uploaded. It's like you know, like simple simple tutorial where you can, you know, have a very simplistic and basically a very simplistic explanation, and yeah, that you will be fine. If you don't know and if you have questions, you just come back here. I will do live every single day from Monday to Friday, and I can answer your questions. Yes, no problem. I will probably do this trade breakdown on my Instagram as well. So yep. Thank you for kind words, my friend. Thank you very much. Uh, yes, of course, I will look for a New York session trade if price does provide an opportunity because, you know, it just depends. So we basically have no, we have new, yeah, we have no news today. So we will see. We will see how price does set up before New York session, and then potentially we may look for a trade. Obviously, guys, this trade is at break even now. I just left my stop loss here just for you to see where I had my stop loss. So just in case, you know, I am already break even on this trade, I have secured most of my position, and now I only have like 10% of my initial position left just for a runner to see if price can get to the sell side liquidity right here. So first we have sell side liquidity here as an equilos, so right here, and then you know later we have a sell side liquidity right here at the range low. So we'll see if price can get there. If no, then I may potentially wait for the new range to form on the 4-hour time frame or a 1-hour time frame, and then eventually, you know, maybe we will get some trades. So if price does go up again, then I will wait for price to create a nice range and then eventually look for sells. Now if price goes down, uh, most likely we will see some buys if price gets to the higher time frame, key level, as it would be this fair value gap, which is on the 4-hour time frame right here. If price can get there, then we will sweep enough liquidity from the sell side for price to go up. So, or price just can range inside here for the rest of the day. We never know, so we will see. But definitely, I'm looking for the trade in the New York session because, as I said, I usually trade New York session, and yeah, so I trade from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York time. Okay, so this is my trading hours. I usually trade for 2 hours and then I dip. I just close the charts, and I'm not looking at the charts anymore because you have to have your time to trade. Because I'm not here for the I'm not here spending my whole day just to look for the trade. This trade I took is because I was preparing for the stream, and that's why I saw this opportunity, so I took it. Yep. So you can make some coffee and yeah, come back because there is no trade yet. So you have time for your stuff. Make some coffee or tea, and yeah, come back and wait for the trade. Also, guys, please tell me if the sounds is alright. Is music not too loud? Is my voice is not too loud? Can you hear everything properly? Um, because I haven't really checked that. Yep. Okay. Okay then. So as you can see, price is just ranging and nothing happens really. So we'll see what price does, where price does go first, and then we will decide what we're gonna do. But looking at a daily time frame, I would say that, so if I look, so price did touch the 50% of the previous daily range, which is, obviously every time I look at the ranges, the 50% of the range is usually my first targets. So if price does touch in the bullish market, if price does touch the 50% of the previous range, then obviously price can go from there to the upside. But as you can see, price did sweep the buy side liquidity first, and today is a Monday, so price may see some pullbacks, retracements to the downside before price is set up to go up. So So this is it. This is it. Alright, so this trade is done. Now, if everything is clear, I can look for a price action at the current point. So yeah, the daily is still going down. Now on the 4 hour we have touched a busy buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, which is a bullish order block. It's a busy, and the bearish one is CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So as you can see, that price did sweep the both ways, did sweep sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. So at this point, price may go up, but as you can see, that price is basically, I need more price action at this point. So because the wick down and a reaction from that zone is, there is nothing to trade at the moment because there is no structure. So this is why I will have to wait for something to appear, and I probably will wait for a current 1 hour candle closure, and we will see what we can get next. So going to wait for something clean, because as I said, the current range is done because the buy side liquidity is swept, sell side liquidity is swept. So I will have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close first before I can think of anything to trade, because yeah, the range is completed and buy side and sell side liquidity is swept both ways. So at current point, just going to wait for another 30 minutes. since the sell side and CRT low, sell side CRT low and sell side liquidity is it's the same thing. I just name it different. So the CRT low is the sell side liquidity, and CRT high is the buy side liquidity. So I just name it different, but it's the same thing. It's taken down, so we look for buys. Uh, I would rather wait for this candle to close and see how it does close, because yes, it did sweep the sell side liquidity, but you know, it did sweep buy side liquidity as well. So I have to see how this candle closes on the 4-hour time frame and a 1-hour time frame, because if price does close on the 4-hour time frame as it is now, then potentially yes, we, you know, uh, I can look for the buys, but as I said, I have to wait because price may just go, may go up again, sweep the sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity one more time, and we can see sells once again. Because for the buys now, I don't see a, the entry, because I need some sort of structure, because this candle alone did sweep the sell side liquidity and closed as a, rejection candle. So I can't take the trade from this candle alone, right? Because when price does sweep the both side of liquidity, that means that most likely price will go there will be a reversal. So, but yeah, the sell side liquidity is swept. So now I'm looking for a buy side liquidity for to be swept once again, because price is in the range. Okay, so let's see how price will set up for a 10 a.m. so in 30 minutes, and yeah, we will go from there. But you're right, the sell side liquidity is swept, as was mentioned, that the sell side liquidity is here as well. So buy side liquidity, yes, it is right here. So the buy side liquidity is right here. This is a buy side liquidity. Right here is a buy side liquidity. It just depends what market provides. We wait for once the buy side liquidity is swept, then what I want to see is that price do sweep the buy side liquidity, and then sweeps buy side liquidity once more time on the lower time frame, and then obviously you look for a the market structure shift, or just a potentially the order block, as it happened right here, because as you can see, there was no market structure shift at this point where I did enter the trade, because I entered the trade right here. But what it did, price did sweep the buy side liquidity right here, and then price did create the order block, which means yes. So price did create the order block, which means that there is a basically changing the state of delivery, because after price does create the order block, there is that is most likely a change in the state of delivery, and that's why I didn't wait for price to sweep this low to be a market structure shift. And as you can see from here, price moved down, so I just entered from the order block. Yes, yes. So every time you are looking for the trade, you not only look for the buy side liquidity sweep from the range, but also on the lower time frame, price has to sweep the buy side or sell side liquidity like it did here. And as you can see that from this point, after price did sweep this buy side liquidity, now this and price did create the order block, which is right here, which I will mark up in a green color, because I do it this is for me an order block. And from here, with this candle, after this order block confirmed with this bearish candle closure below the low, and yeah, so it was confirmed at that point. And then you look for the entry either from the order block, or I just entered when price were doing creating the wick. So this was the trade. Now, yeah, so basically you wait for liquidity to be swept first, and then on the lower time frame you look for a structure to form, and from there you're looking for the trade. And as you can see that right here, even though price did sweep the sell side liquidity, there is for me, as I don't go on the 1 hour on the 1 minute. Obviously if you go on the 1 minute, then you can see that here was an inversion fair value gap, or a CB, which is inverted, okay, and price did respect the 50% of it, did not close. But as I said, I am not trading the 1 minute, that's why I do not take this trade. And on the going on the 3 minute and 5 minute, you can see that there is nothing to trade from. So that's why I'm going to wait for price to sweep either side of liquidity, and then obviously I will wait for a some structure on the lower time frame to take the trade. Yeah, but as you can see that why I'm waiting for price to close is because at this point there is no structure for price to go up, and price is still, can go even lower than that, because on the daily time frame, as I mentioned, that we have a fair value gap right here. We may not get there today, but I think eventually we can go to this level before we are looking for the upside moves once again, because with all the tensions, oh, on the geopolitical standpoint, there is no news coming out right now, so that's why there is no that's why there is no bullish moves at this point. So we just wait and see what price do offer us. Yep, you see how price looks now? Yep, this is why we are waiting. So the main thing in trading is waiting anyway, right? You wait more than trade. So All right. All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Let's see. Now, because we have now creating a range on the 4 hour time frame, and do we create the range on the 1 hour time frame? So we will see how price does close in 10 minutes. If it does close as a strong candle, then we will see for sell side liquidity to be swept and potentially for price to go up. Now, if that doesn't happen and price just goes up and sweeps the liquidity from the buy side, then obviously I will look for sells. 5 minutes left. Alright, last 4 minutes and price just decides to go even lower. Now, now what is a very important thing is that candle is closing below the 50% of the fair value gap, which means that price may go even lower than that. So if price may, well, I don't think the buys are a good idea at the current point because, well, let's see how price setups, because you know the volume is strong, very strong. Now maybe there is some headlines. No. So looking at the daily, alright, so we already almost did sweep the previous day low. Now previous day high is right here. So this is a previous day high which is already got swept. Now this is a previous day low which is to be swept, and we also have a daily fair value gap which is also to be touched at this point. Now from that point, when price does that and does sweep the previous day low and also does touch the daily fair value gap, now at that point I will probably there will be a much better buys to be take, because you know maybe the next candle will go lower, take out the sell side liquidity once again as a previous day low, and at that point I will probably look for a buy opportunity, because now currently the volume is strong and price will may you know sweep the sell side liquidity in the form of the previous day low and also touching the fair value gap, because I mean this is only how much pips, it's only like 30 pips, so I think we will get a potentially buy opportunity if price does sweep the sell side liquidity, and then does give us a entry confirmation to the upside. Okay, so let's wait. But my trade is working good. Like it was from here, it is a very nice trade. So the stop loss was here. It's like 128 already gave us, but you know I am not here I am here to make money. That's why I will secure my positions, and I just don't care because I have my targets, and after my targets are met, then if I have a runner, I have a runner. If I am not, if I don't, I don't, because you know I don't really focus on those things, because for me the number one thing is to be profitable, and the number one thing is to secure profits as much as I can. Okay. Also, it's Monday, right? So we are good to be in the profit from a Monday, and that means that we may, we may risk a little more later in the week. So, all right, 2 minutes left. I want this 1 hour close even lower than that, so price can immediately go to the downside, take out the sell side liquidity, and then look for a buy opportunity. Now, price, what else price may do is that if you look at a range of this 4 hour candle, this is a 50% of the range. Now, if the next candle opens and then goes immediately to the upside to the 50% of this range, from there you can potentially look for a potential sells, but I'm not gonna look for sells because it's already I will be basically selling the low. Okay, because I want to buy low and sell high. Okay, and selling right here for me is like selling low, so that's why I am not looking for sales at the moment. I am not gonna look for sales today anymore. The only thing I will look for is most likely buys if they are present. So I hope it's clear. Or even if price just goes lower and lower and lower, I'm not gonna take any trade today. I will wait for tomorrow. But we still have 1 hour left for a potentially get a trade or not get a trade, right? So let's see what we get. All right, so I do like the closure. I do like the closure. Now we need to mark up or the buy side liquidity here and the sell side liquidity right here. Now this is going to be a CRT low, and this is going to be the CRT high. So at this point, I want for price to sweep the CRT low for me to look for a buy opportunity to the target of a 50% of the range, which is right here. This is my 50% of the range, and yeah, if price does go to the upside first, to the 1 hour, to the 50% first of the range, then I'm not gonna look for trade today anymore, because that would be a probably potential sell opportunity or just range inside, or just price is going to range. So this is only, this is all the lines I'm using. I'm not using anything extra. I just use 3 lines, which is a buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity, and 50% of the range which I am trading. That's why this method is very basically, you don't need anything extra than that. Obviously, you need the zones like fair value gaps, order blocks, rejection blocks, and all that stuff, but they are just as a key levels. But when you look at a price action, you only need those 3 lines, which is your sell side by side and take profit 1 and take profit 2, or vice versa. Buy side liquidity swap, take profit 1, take profit 2. So Yeah, so I don't really like what price is doing, because what I want to see from price is that price would go lower first and then eventually go to the upside. And now what price does is price goes up, just ranges. Now price most likely will sweep the liquidity, then do a market structure shift, and eventually go to the downside again for a daily fair value gap. So Nothing really happened. Alright guys, so at this point, I'm not gonna take any more trades because price does not set up how I want. Now, yeah, even though if price does go lower, sweeps the liquidity. Now, the only way I would take the trade now is if price does sweep the buy side liquidity. But at this point, I'm not gonna take any trades because it is a last hour of my trading and price did not set up how I wanted, because what I wanted to see is if price did do close like this as a strong candle, so price does go lower first and then goes to the upside. Rather, what price do is price going to the 50% of the range now, and then eventually price can go even lower or higher. So I'm not gonna take any more trades today, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow, same time, and hopefully we will have some trades tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and if you are gonna trade, good trading, have a good trading, and if you are not gonna trade, then until tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.